Hey everybody, welcome. Boomslang here. Welcome to the channel. So, it's Thursday, November 6th. It is 2:06 p.m. here on the East Coast. And I just figured I'd go live. And since I found this one box yesterday, had a whole bunch of scruffy looking top loaders in it, that I figured I'll show the cards and I'm gonna re-sleeve them. So let's change the camera angle so you can see the cards, and then hopefully we'll get them all sleeved up. So let's go to the camera and we're going to switch to the, and there we go. Look at that. She's kind of looking down at them. That's good enough, right? Let me readjust my chair so I can be over here. Let's see, the 360 link. Maybe we can get it to turn a little bit. If not, oh well, we'll just let it go like that. All right, let's not mess with perfection. Hey, Rob G, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. We're just gonna go through some cards. We're gonna re-sleeve these, take them out of these old beat up top loaders, and we're going to re-sleeve them. So let me work on this camera so that y'all can see the cards right side up and not upside down. How's that? So let's see. Somehow we'll get it tightened up there, right? So that's tight. Now let's work on Mr. Camera here. See if he's willing to tighten up. Let's see what he's willing to do. He ain't willing to do nothing for us, is he? Tighten you up here if we can. All right. That's the back of the box. I want you looking at the front of the box, please. Please, please. There we go. A little better. Don't look at me. Look at the front of the box. Good enough. Close enough. Not much. Good, good. Yeah, I come and go. I do whatever I do. I try to go on Thursdays with Donald Blumdahl when he does his lives, but it's mainly his show. I let him do his thing. We might engage in some eBay conversations and sales and stuff like that. We should and maybe be doing a little bit more than that, but we don't. We do what we do. So anyway, we're going to take these cards and we're going to pop them into better. Just going to put them in penny sleeves. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do. So let's get the sleeves out. And I don't care if the sleeves have if it's a used penny sleeve. This one's still taped shut. What the heck? Like Scotch tape. Me to death, pal. They're not sleeved. They're just shoved in there, and I just shoved it onto the floor. Shoveled it right out of my hands. Right to the floor. All right, here we go. Let's get back into this. All right, so Mr. Airtime kind of encouraged me to check in my boxes to see if I have any more beat up, urine stained or otherwise just trashy top loaders. And I'm like, dude, I'm all out. I'm using brand new top loaders for $1.69 cards, and brand new this card won't come out. Brand new there we go. It goes like that, I guess. Card savers, right? For $1.69 cards. So, but eventually I am going to go to just the card savers because they're just a little more flexible for fitting into the envelopes. And every one of these, they're still taped shut. And these penny sleeves are, some of them are being repurposed and some of them are new. But I don't care. I'm just going to penny sleeve these cards up. And that way I have a fresher supply of top loaders to put cards in for my eBay sales. Until these are gone. So there's a bunch of glare there. Let's see if we can get them to look a little bit better without the glare. There we go. I bought a collection, mostly vintage, but majority of cards were really in not that great shape. I think I got taken. Yeah, that kind of happens. Sucks. Yeah, you gotta actually go through it and try to go through it anyway. I mean, I bought some where I couldn't go through it all either. And so you had to take it on, the person's word or whatever, but you trust in people, and we got some Jeters here that are not in top loaders. Some of them are not sleeved either. These are Bowman's Best Jeters from, it's got a $4 price tag on it. Young Jeter with the full head of hair. This is 97, so this is 1998. Bowman's Finest. Young Jeter with a full head of hair. Nice. Now here's another one that's not sleeved up. Here's a Bernie Williams. And I hate when they do this. They put them in this penny sleeves upside down. I don't get it, dude. Just put it right side up and get it over with. Golly. I don't understand the whole upside down thing, but whatever. 60 cents was the price on that Bernie. Here's a chipper that's upside down. Nerves. Again, these are from a collection that I had bought several years ago now. I believe this is part of the Trenton lot. I'm not sure. The guy passed away in 2009. Low Roller Scratcher. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Let's see. Why you don't list all new items every day, and you sell your items every day? You only list new items once a month. Yeah, I let it run down a little bit, and then I just throw them all in. But I'm also looking into a couple other things that you had talked about in the past, the flea market and card shows. So I've already inquired about one small card show near me. Not near me, but it's to the north of me, but it's still in New Jersey. And it's in Burlington Township, I guess. And it's what the heck is the name of it? Anyway, it's a little show. It's at an Elks Lodge. I don't know, 20, 30 tables maybe, if that, about that maybe. And the guy charges $65 for like a 9-foot table. So I'm thinking about next year, because I got to price out these cards. Figure out pricing and boxing them up in a box with the prices on at least on the box somewhere that says all cards this price. You know what I mean? So what I did do, though, in preparation for that was I bought these. I bought a whole bunch of this. to identify, you know, say a box, I'll put an orange sticker, I'll put a sticker on the penny sleeve so that I know, okay, it came out of the red box. The red box cards were $1, $2, $3, whatever, $4, $5 cards. So I have some older cards that I, if you were here yesterday, I found about, I don't know, 5,000 to 7,000 1972 Topps baseball cards. And again, most of my stuff is baseball, but I do have 70s basketball. I stumbled across a box with some 70s basketball, and I have 70s football in there. So, you know, so I'm going to look into that, but that won't be until next year because I've got to get everything down there organized. First, I was just separating stuff. You know, now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta organize better than just separate. I have to, if I'm going to do the card shows, and now I got to start pricing stuff out. Like this Frank Thomas has a $1 on it, and it was from October of 2001 was when this guy put a $1 price tag on it. So that's some of the short term, because I you know, I can make more money at a card show than I can on my eBay store. This A-Rod was $2 price tag. Same date. It was priced out the same day. If you don't make money in card show, as long as you can pay your table, your goal to promote your eBay. Yeah. And I've worked on that too. Hold on a sec. Let me go get something real quick. I'm going to show you guys. All right, back. So one thing that I printed up some of these little flyers, and I pop them in with every sale that I have on eBay. So I just come up with this quick little logo here, my QR code, my email address, eBay store, YouTube channel, right? And it just says thank you. And then every order gets wrapped in one of these and shipped out to the buyer through my eBay store. So I'll have these to hand out at the show as well. I haven't made up any business cards or anything like that because I have two things going. I got the printer. I got a practically unending supply of ink. Here's a Frank Thomas. Here's a Chippa. Card number 1, $2 price tag on that chipper from May of '97 was when it was priced out. Yeah, the card show table was $65. So, all right. So here's some crappy cards. Now, well, not all of them are crap. Just that Greg Swindell, Eckersley, Hall of Famers here. Well, not Joe Carter, not Frank White, not Will Clark. There's a Hall of Famer. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. 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 Rest in peace, Rhino. Yep. Yep. Congratulations, Dave Parker. Rest in peace. But you're in the hall, baby. Jim Rice. Yep. Ricky. Yep. Rest in peace, Ricky. Ozzy. Brett. Eric Davis. No. McGuire. No. Andre. Yes. Tim. Yes. Wade. Yes. Card 2 of 660. And Donnie Baseball, who's card 1 in that set. Here's a Mike Messina, Upper Deck. I gotta see if the card is damaged or just the, looks like just the penny sleeves got some scratches on it. 60-cent price tag on that one. Now, I'm not saying these prices are gonna be what they are, because probably not, but still, put that one there. That's what I got to do. I come up with a dime box. I come up with a nickel box. I got bulk boxes of commons that I can just sell. You know, I talked with people about just getting some rollaway racks to put behind me if I set up at a table somewhere, and have those bulk boxes of just commons and sell them for $5 a box, $6 a box, whatever, just to liquidate them. No, I did not sell anything today, and so that's the thing with eBay, right? If you're not, like, I'm not I guess a big popular store on eBay. Some people make lots of sales. I'm not. So it is what it is. I sell and I don't sell. There's your area. Get trade night. Is trade night. You can get free table. Well, yeah, so they do. There's a card store, a brick and mortar store, up the road, up near Airtime, closer to Jeff Airtime's house than mine. And but still, it's only about 6 miles away. And he has a trade night once a month. He does a Pokemon thing, you know, where they have Pokemon battles or whatever they do, you know. I don't know if he does Magic the Gathering stuff, but it's a card shop, and they sell a ton of cards. And he has, you know, he's got his bargain boxes, anywhere from, you know, a quarter up to, like, I don't know, $10 cards. So $10 like slabs and stuff like that. But you know, I'm not so much in a buying mode now as I am in like a selling type, you know, mode. So these are all cards that are, I'm pulling them out of these so I can use these top loaders for sales whenever I get my sales. Whenever my sales happen. And to be honest with you, there sometimes I really don't want to be bothered with eBay. I'm like, okay, no sales. I don't want to be like tied down to the house. If I want to go somewhere, I know I can, but when I get an order, I want to get it out that day. I want to get it off, get it to the customer as soon as possible. Makes the customer happy. You know, they got their card super duper fast. Like it didn't sit on it for 2 or 3 days. Got it right out right away. Here's an A-Rod. Fleer Tradition. Here's another score A-Rod. That's the third one of those. But like these cards just don't want to come out of here. These are some old, skinny, thin top loaders. Here's a nice single Quest. Yeah, Quest. Oh, Quest Star. Okay, the Q is in black. Quest is in black. Star is in white. Ken Griffey Jr. Outfield single. It says from Collector's Choice. Very nice. can bring stuff at a trade night to sell your stuff too, but it's free table. Yes, I believe it is free. You're right. I have to talk to the guy. Like I see the guy at shows. I've been to his shop several times. I went to his grand reopening when he relocated his shop. And it was actually first, he had like a Dollar General store, right? Sold everything in there. And he closed down that business. And the only thing that he kept going, is a Jeter prospect card, not a rookie, was he had party balloons, right, that he sold, and he kept his sports cards. But he goes to card shows in the area. He's been to the National, this past National, and set up there, and got actually other YouTubers had his store on their channels. Other channels put it up, talking about his bargain boxes and how great deals they were getting and stuff like that at the National. All right, so another Jeter prospect. So, he got, some good exposure there. There's a Frank Thomas. No, so post office is, I drop it in my mailbox and he picks it up. And I put like 10 envelopes in my mailbox, and he'll pick it up. My man will pick it up. And I guess I luck out. My man doesn't come around till after 3 or 4 sometimes. Last time we got mail was the day after Halloween, and he didn't get to my house till 8:30 at night. So yeah, there's a nice Junior. 8:30 at night, he stopped to pick up the mail. So if I'm expecting something in the mail, no, it's not going to get here till late in the day. One time he did show up early, before 12 o'clock, and they didn't have my cards out. And I'm like, man, you came already. That's unusual. But, all these cards are in these crappy top loaders. Look how grungy they are. Can't even see through them. Grungy. And someone put Scotch tape on the top of every one of these. They put the cards in here without any protection. You send the cards out at night without protection. It's only asking for trouble. But that's a nice Legends of Today, Ken Griffey Jr. There's the back. Talk about Harmon Killebrew, Lou Brock, and Brooks Robinson's fielding on the back as well. Am I doing that? Probably not, because I offer buy 3 get 1 free. So that's already given away a free card every time someone orders a bunch of cards, which it happens. There's some guys that ordered 24, 28. I mean, close to 30 card orders sometimes. So every 4th one's a freebie. Again, I'm still paying the shipping because I offer free shipping. So and I thought about Whatnot, but I just don't want to do the live on Whatnot. I don't know why. I don't mind going live here. I mean, I can go live all day for hours on end. I've come close to like 6-hour live streams, but I just don't feel like I want to do the Whatnot live. I don't know. Because it's got a timer, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. You got a timer for every card. But I keep talking more and more with Donald Blumdahl, and he does Whatnot every so often. So he and I have conversations off, on sidebars and stuff after the stream or before the stream, and we discuss stuff like that sometimes. There's a Chippa. Chippa. Here's a nice Frank. Ted Williams, best hitters of the future. Frank Thomas, $3 price tag. I wonder what that goes for today. Probably like $1.99. Number T19 of probably a 30 or 40 card set. Another A-Rod on his score. Oops, scorecard. Yeah, so speaking about card shows or flea markets, there's an old guy, name's Marty. He does a flea market kind of near me. It's in Berlin. There's Griffey's brother, Craig. One of 15,000 cards printed. Look at that. Ken and Craig Griffey. And I want to approach him with maybe splitting the cost of his booth for like weekends flea market. And I think it's like $35 a weekend or something like that. If you pay by the year, it's like $30. So I'm thinking about hitting him up about that and seeing if he'll allow me to just set up at his table, because I think he's got a good location. And it's an established location. Like a lot of people go there and buy from him. They know he's there. You can do Whatnot without going live. They have Whatnot Marketplace. I thought I looked into that. This has a $9 price tag on it, by the way. It's the red version, I guess. Warning Track Collection. Clear Tradition. $9 price tag. Oh my God. And I think initially they still want you to do the live before they let you go into the marketplace. I think. I have to look into that more, but I still think they want you to do your first one. It has to be a live before they let you jump into the marketplace. Michael Piazza, Top Stadium Club. But I know I have stuff that'll sell. I mean, I put some 96, 97 or 97, 98 Upper Deck basketball cards in my store, and I had, I don't know, like over 100 Michael Jordan cards or near close to 100 Jordan cards in there with part of that set, and doubles and stuff like that, triples and quadruples, whatever. And two Bob Cousy cards sold. It was like one card shy of a complete set. 2 Bob Cousy's sold, and then within a month, all the Michael Jordans sold. And now there's no more sales on those cards, even though the rest of the set just sits there with Magic Johnson. But people just rated me for the Michael Jordans, and that's it. Whitey Ford. Hall of Fame collection, Edward Charles Ford, a.k.a. Whitey. HOF number 8 from this Topps. Cool card. Here's Roger Clemens. You can sell your cards at flea market booth without going there. The employees will go just sell your cards. I don't know about that, but you know, if he's okay with it, which I don't see why he wouldn't be. It's just more business attracted to his area. That's all. I mean, we'll get, once word spreads, and he'll be getting even more foot traffic past, because he sells more modern stuff, and I'll have the older stuff. He bulk buys Otanis and Trouts and stuff like that. Whenever they pop up on eBay, he just does that. Matter of fact, a couple of years back, I was trying to do the same thing, but I always kept getting outbid, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then I discovered him at the flea market, and he told me what he does. I'm like, oh, you're probably that guy that outbids me all the time on those trout lots and tawny lots and stuff like that, you know. And he just giggled and laughed. The guy was like, he's like 80 something years old, you know. And he told me last year that this year was going to be his last year, or last year was his last year. He wasn't going to come anymore, but he's still showing up selling. So I don't know. I guess he just enjoys it. He sits there all day. I mean, it's just him. His wife is gone, you know. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I would go there and sit with him. Why not? And keep him company. It don't matter. Unless I got something really important to do. There's a nice Jim Tomei scouting report. Pine tarring up his bat. Don't go past the trademark, pal. You're going to get reported. Here's a Stadium Club. Roger Clemens. Never compromise. Yeah, take them roids. $6 price tag on this one. It's real shiny too. And the Never Compromise is raised up a little bit. Not embossed, but it's definitely got some roughage to it. Yeah, true that. He probably, you're right. He probably doesn't want to sit at home and do nothing. My mom's the same way. My mom just on October 30th celebrated her 88th birthday, and she loves going. She comes down and visits now once or twice a year. She is getting up there in age, and her mobility is slowing her down, but she likes being around kids, children, you know, grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, stuff like that. My mom still enjoys knitting and sewing, and she's always doing stuff for the grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Heck, she knitted me a blanket, you know. And so, you know, she's just been doing that her whole life. My mom, she was always taking in stray kids, you know, that maybe had a little bit of rough childhood. And not that we had anything great going either, but my mom always had a heart for, you know, helping out other people and doing for others. So that's my mom. I said she's 88 and she's getting up there. I actually talked to her about my next venture, what I want to do, and is get into embroidery. So my wife put the condition on me that I've got to make room in the garage if I want to get an embroidery machine where I can make logos and patches and stuff like that. Like I've been using, I know old people use ChatGPT. I was using that to come up with some designs and stuff like that, some ideas to start embroidering on hats, you know, stuff like that, just to, and not to make money, not to start a new business. It looks like fun, and you know, if I can make a couple bucks on the side, good, but it just looks like fun. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I could sell my designs. If I come up with a design, I I can digitize it, which is terminology for like the embroidery business, and sell it on, a lot of people do their selling on Etsy and stuff like that. So yeah, I can then sell my designs to people. It can't be anything copyrighted though. It's got to be a design of your own. Now, why is that still backwards? Oh, you know why? Because I didn't know. It's got a mirror. I guess we'll take the mirror off. Let me see. Boom. Camera. Take the mirror off. Booyakasha. All right. Now can we read Rocket? Yes, there we go. Now we're looking at the cards right side up. All right. Sketch. Scott Rowland from Skybox. Dugout Access. Base card. Number 122. Scott Rowland. Rolling. This one's upside down. Come on. Ugh. This one's giving me a hard time, but it's in finally. So that's kind of what I'm just looking at. Segueing away from sports cards and just doing something a little bit different. I know it's still a little bit of a niche audience, but I think it would just be fun and different. And the problem is the expense. It's someone got fecal matter all over this one. Okay, it's got $2 price tag on over the edge. It's got poop stains. It's got, but not on the card, so it's all good. Nolan Ryan. I also proposed to my wife that if just sell everything I got, all my cards, everyone, all 4.5+ million cards, gone. Just get rid of them. But it's for 50 grand. Just come and take them. 50 grand, you can have them all. All my sets, all my everything, gone. Just take it. Gone. 50 grand. All my Mantle cards, everything. I keep one card, and that's an 1888 Old Judge card that my father-in-law gifted me that I feel like I shouldn't get rid of that. Instantly when I got Juan Gan. Like all these cards are like, quarter cards right here, or, 5 for $1 or whatever. Some of them are dollar cards. I just set up at a show and money should come pouring in. After a couple shows, you become established. People will be looking for you. One of the things that the show promoter asked me is, what did I plan to sell? And I said, well, I have, singles, some vintage singles and stuff like that. He didn't respond with anything. Then he just responded with price per table and all that stuff, because that's what I was asking. What's the price per table? I didn't ask him what I could sell. And I said, mostly baseball. A nice Tomei. Here's that Andrew Jones. Here's a Nomar Garciaparra. How about Nolan Ryan? $1 on this one. I wouldn't pay $1 for this, but someone might. I don't know. Here's another Andrew Jones. 50-cent price tag on this one. Here's $1 for this Bagwell. And lately, a lot of my purchases have been all non-sports stuff. You saw a lot of Michael Jordans, so you need this new Michael Jordan cards. Yeah, yeah. That's what Airtime says. Jordans, like that's an automatic sale right there. Certain guys, automatic sales. Ohtani's, Jordans. You know. Problem is, I don't have a crap load of Jordans because I had stopped collecting basketball. You know, long time ago. Before the if I would have kept collecting, I'd probably have a couple of his Fleer rookie cards because I mean when I bought. I didn't just go in half-heartedly. I would go all in and buy a ton of cards. So yeah, I had stopped before his his Fleer. I do have some of his Topps rookie card, like his first Topps card that came out like in the early 90s. But yeah, no, none of that Fleer one. I had stopped. And there for the longest time, I'd stopped collecting altogether. I was just focused on my military career and my family. It was only until like 2016 or 2017, maybe, for Christmas, my one son bought me a factory set of cards, and that kicked it all off again. And I had set aside hundreds of thousands of cards for my kids, especially my one son, my youngest one, who was big time in the Ken Griffey Jr. I bought him like an autographed baseball and a replica glove, to hold the little glove, miniature glove that would hold the ball and all that stuff. I had been lucky enough to pull an autographed Griffey card out of that minor league set that has the Ryan. It has the Schmidt, and then a year or so later, the A-Rod autograph came out in the minor league set, and I pulled one out of that too. So, and I still have those. Like I have a bunch of autographed cards. Here's a Mike Piazza again. So again, just basically reholding. There's a bunch of cards here yet that I got to do here, and a whole bunch back there. But some of these are newer holders or newer cards that were probably not part of this lot, but got added to it later. But all these here are just, I mean, they all got Scotch tape on. Must have been the thing before painter's tape came along. I have no idea. Again, this gentleman passed away in 2009. So all this stuff was done prior to 2009 or prior. I don't know when he died in 2009 because I opened a box yesterday that had a piece of paper wadded up inside of there that was from 2009. So the same year he died, he put that wad of paper in there. It was Social Security paperwork. Let's see. You know what? I couldn't tell you, but they're cheap as hell, I'm sure, because no one cared really. No one cared about Jordan that much that his card was worth the millions of dollars it is today. And that's another thing. The prices are gonna come down. They've got to come down. People can't afford to pay that kind of prices. Only certain people, the ultra rich, are the ones who can afford to pay the prices that are being asked for cards today. And there are more non-ultra rich collectors than there are ultra rich. So yeah, my thing is yeah, sell today, don't save for tomorrow, because the future is unknown for this hobby. It's going to go back to where it was, where everything is just kind of just another piece of paper. That's all. You know, that's just my personal opinion, but probably not just mine alone. Other people probably hold that same opinion. Yeah, of course. Yeah, if I'd have known, but you know, I don't have a crystal ball or time machine. If I had a time machine, I'd go back and I'd pass on all the Jordan rookies and go after the 52 Mantles. Right? I'd go after every Mantle card I could get my hand on. And I was doing that when I was younger. I was doing that. I would pay $5 and $10 a card for Mantle cards every time I saw them at the local flea market, because the Philly show, which was happening, I'm trying to think if I went to the first one in 1978, and I think the Philly show started in 75, and it was in Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. It's not at the where it's at now, at the Oaks or anything like that, or at the casino where it used to be. It was in Fort Washington, right off the Pennsylvania Turnpike there. And I went down there a couple of times. I drove down. I had a 68 Volkswagen Beetle, and I would go down there and, you know, run around and buy cards and stuff like that. But in 78, I was still in high school. I graduated in 78. So, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I had a job, you know, but I wasn't making a whole lot of money. So I would go to the flea market up in Sailorsburg, PA, and buy off of people up there and get them, you know, really, I mean, according to today's standard, cheap, you know, $5 and $10 a Mantle card, you know, and I bought, I don't know, probably acquired 8 or 9 of my Mantle cards that way. Some newer ones I bought modern prices, hundreds of dollars for them. But you know, I know there's just Mantle cards that I'm never going to be able to get. There's sets that I'm never going to be able to complete just because of the Mantle card alone. You know, 52 tops. There's some newer ones too. It's not taped up. It's in a new top loader. It's in a penny sleeve. So I must have done that one there. It's Hojo, Frank Howard. That's a brand new one there. Yeehaw! Compared to all these old scummy ones. But it is what it is. Got my broom over here. Brought more penny sleeves in case I needed them. There we go. And here's a new one here. It's Cherry Leach. This is a Tiffany, I guess. Let's see. That Hojo might have been. No, that Hojo probably not a Tiffany. I just traded. You have to pull them out and look at the gloss. If they're glossy, that's not glossy. That's a matte finish. This one's going to be glossy, I bet. If not, I'll be surprised. Nope, it's just a traded one. Okay, traded. Doug Sisk is in a new one. How much Mantle rookies sell cards selling in 70? I don't remember that. I started collecting. That was my first year of collecting. And I started collecting in the wintertime. So it was football, not baseball. And I really didn't have any money to spend until about 72. Now I would go out with my older brothers and we would shovel snow and earn money. And then I would go and I would spend my money on cards. But you can get a whole box of cards, 32 packs for like $6 back then, you know? So, yeah, that's just traded. You know, or a factory set, you know, for like $13 or something for a complete factory set. So, you know, it was for the times. It was even for the times. I'm going to say it was cheap. I do remember a time when I bought 1981. Was it Dunruss or Fleer? One of the two. They both come out in 81 with this new product, and I was all excited about it. I think it was the Dunruss. It was a Dunruss, and this little shop, down the road from me had them. So I went down and I bought a whole box. It was like $13 for the whole box, like a wax box. And I got home. I think I was at my girlfriend's house, who's my wife now. I think it was at her house, and I was opening them up, and I noticed that every pack almost, like after you got through the first 10 packs, everything else started being duplicated. The collation was like terrible. So I stopped opening up like halfway through the box. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to open anymore. And I wrote them, and I told them of my problem, and they sent me a brand new box of cards. I had to send that one box back, and they had to look at it, and they sent me a brand new box back. So I'm like, yeah. And this box was better collated. That was the 81 Dunruss. But yeah, I remember how excited I was with the new card company. Oh, well excited. And then Fleer came out. I'm like, oh my God, first Fleer since like 63. Oh my goodness, we got to buy them up. Of course, they rushed everything into production and made a whole bunch of mistakes in those early sets, but that's all right. Start sleeving these up. So every penny card has to be, every card that I plan on selling, I got to have in a penny sleeve. And then each one, maybe I'll mark just a box, that says all cards this price, but I'll stick one of these dots on there that corresponds to the price. So there's 8 different colors here. So that's going to cover a nice long range. And I've got, I think there's 4,000 dots per roll. Yeah, 4,000 dots per roll. And I bought three sets. So there's 12,000 dots there. Sounds like a lot, but yeah, that was the resale price. Yeah, the store owner probably only paid $5 or $6 for it. So he was making his cut. And I also remember when I was younger, I didn't just spend my money on cards. I was into building models and stuff like that. Model cars, we would always buy model cars and at the local 5 and dime or the Woolworths, and go home and build them, put them together, glue them together. Like model boats, battleships, and stuff like that. I would build that stuff. I wasn't always just in the cards as a kid. I was diverse, but after 72, though, I was focused on that. And then, I don't know, by the end of the 70s, I was almost all in on baseball, and I kind of stopped all basketball, hockey, and football. So he's hiding behind the hardball there, Sports Illustrated. All right, we got a few more to go here. And we got some kind of cube there. But we got a lot more to sleeve up still. Let's see. There's, another Andrew Jones. Here's a Tony Gwynn MVP. I had a $1 price tag on this. $1.50 on this Tony Gwynn Thunder from Skybox, Fleer, Skybox, Thunder, whatever. Circa. 50 cents on this Rhino base 90 Dunruss. $1 on this Topps foil Sammy Sosa run leaders. This run scored. 50 cents on his 90 Barry Bonds. $1 on his Bo Jackson MVP from 90 Dunruss. Move the cube. $4 on this StarQuest from Upper Deck. Big Mac. So Star Wars cards are toys. A buddy of mine approached me and seeing if I knew someone who wanted to buy his Star Wars stuff. The only problem is he didn't have the boxes. He had some little figurines that were in a case. You know, you could buy the cases and display them in a case, and he had a whole bunch of the Walker things, you know, and I want to say I think he had an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter models too. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm not into that. But I said, listen, I'll ask around. I know people. And sure enough, one of my buddies that I know that I bought cards off of when I first met him through Facebook Marketplace, and we've become kind of friends. We help each other out. If we see something, we let each other know. Is that he's into toys, so I contacted him, and he came up and he bought them, and I think he only paid a couple $100 for them, like $300. That's a nice Guerrero, Vladdy Daddy, new season, Vladdy Daddy from Score, NS7, new season 7 from Pinnacle, very nice, and it's got that Duflex look to it. Very nice. It does have some, you know, that's part of the duflexing, but I'm not, that's got like some kind of dimple or something in it. That's not part of the duflexing. I don't know. That looks like it, but it might not be part of the duflexing. But anyway, nice. Yeah, so when my son, who buys all this kind of crazy stuff, Lego kits and stuff like that, I tell him, save the boxes, take care of the boxes, because if you ever go to sell them one day, that's gonna, I don't know, probably double the price that you can ask for it, just because the box is in great shape too. People want that display box. They want to be able to, you know, say that they got it. So yeah, I got a bunch of like his boxes and stuff up in my attic, all bagged up or in totes and just, you know, sitting there. And he's got a Hot Wheel collection. I guess it is Hot Wheels. Yeah, we had, when I was a kid, we had both. Both were popular. Hot Wheels, probably Matchboxes were more popular than Hot Wheels when I was a kid, but Hot Wheels did come along and become very popular now too. But he buys them and he talks about his red lines and stuff like that. Special edition cars that you can get if you're a member of the club. He buys them and he's got them all tacked to his wall, all around his room, all 4 walls. And yeah, he likes displaying them, but they're still in their blister packs and stuff like that. They're just, you know, hanging on their little hooks on the top of the package. Yeah, at one point, my friend who sold his Star Wars stuff, I bought all his I have the video out there where I bought all his sets, all like paid him like, I don't know, $2,800 or $3,000. He sold me all his baseball sets, 90 or 100 sets total, you know, counting Scores and the Dunrusses and the Fleers and the Tops. But that's probably when I decided I'm just gonna collect the sets, and now I'm only collecting the top sets only. I'm not going to get into the base tops, not even all the goofy splinter ones, you know, like the Bowmans or the, whatever we have out. I don't even know about the new ones today. And with a couple of days, about a week ago now or more, maybe 2 weeks ago, my son was out at the local Walmart and saw that 2025 factory set was out. So I had him pick that up for me. There's a Davy No Neck Johnson. And that's a newer thing. And this is probably just an update card. Yeah. So in my binders, what I do is I try to put all the variations in there too. And in the back, I'll put, if I have the traded sets or whatever traded cards I have or update, I try to put them in the binders as well to make it a full, complete set. But, I'm also thinking about just selling everything and saying, I'm out. Peace out. It kind of, for me, it kind of lost its wow factor, I guess, over the last couple of years, where they come out with so much product now, and the price is just price you out of the market too. Let's face it, it's not like a $10 blaster box anymore. It's a $20 blaster box, or the megas that were $20 or $40 or whatever. You know what I mean? Hanger packs, which were $5, are now like $15. It's just, everything's just gone upside down. And I have a lot of that stuff from years past, but I kind of just limit my purchases on that stuff to like, just once in a blue moon, I'll treat myself and see what I get. But I'm not into that anymore. A lot of people don't collect base cards since it is not worth money. Hobby is about money. Yeah, you have more options to sell your card compared in 1980 to 1990 now. Yeah, I can sell, like I have vintage that people want. I have that. But even the market for that is going up. People are, so many people are getting involved in it now that they're pricing other people out of it, that want to get into it but can't, because these guys, these new people in the hobby, they're just driving everyone out with their money. I used to go to the Philly show regularly. I don't even look forward to going to the Philly show anymore, because I know when I go there, my budget's going to be blown on, one or two things, or I have to decide, I'm just going to get the autograph because Cal Ripken's charging $350. Mike Schmidt's charging $350. Gone are the $40 and $50 price tags now that you can get for an autograph session. And I used to go for that too. I was, like, oh yeah, I think the last paid autograph I got was Cal Ripken. So do I. That would be great. I'd be a millionaire if junk wax was worth money. We got 4.5 million cards, and about, I'd say 3.5 million are junk. Part of the junk wax era. I probably got a million cards that are not junk wax era. Maybe 1.5 million. But still. Nice little streak of O-Pee-Chee here. Yeah, you're right. We'll be long gone in the ground. There has to be absolutely nothing else available to the regular guy that he can collect card-wise, because he's priced out of the market for all the new stuff. It's just so expensive. And I don't know if you can tie that, if it's correlated in with somehow tied in with the player salary, you know, that the companies are like, well, you know, he's getting paid this much, kind of like the garment business where they charge money for the jersey because the guy, you know, is not only popular, but he's got a huge contract. So in order for us to kind of make some money on this product, we're gonna have to charge more. I don't know. Who knows? The only ones that know are the people that the industry insiders, and they're not going to tell us. Because I'm going to tell you what. Well, in the old days, it wouldn't take you anything to produce a card. It's just paper and ink. Nowadays, they got so much technology rolled up into the card manufacturing that, yeah, okay, sure. Probably going to have to charge more money for this product because we put all this technology into it. We've developed all this technology, and we've got to see a return on our investment, you know. So, anywho, let's see. Tonight, I'll be maybe going live. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. Donald Blumdahl's going live tonight. He sent me his schedule. It'll be about 5 o'clock my time here on the East Coast, 2 o'clock his time on the West Coast. It depends on how I feel. If I'm tired, I probably won't go on. You know, old people, we need our naps too throughout the day. When you get old, you just need a nap. I'm not tired or feeling tired or anything like that. And then Friday night, we have the grandkids are spending the night into Saturday morning. We're babysitting. So that's going to be a day where I'm not going to get any rest or peace, you know, me time, because the kids are going to be demanding of my time. And it is what it is. I'm not complaining. I love my grandkids. But you know, it's a commitment that when you said you're gonna watch the kids, you're responsible, and you know, you're the adult in the room now, and everything flows through you. And what goes on is directly tied to you. There's a silver signature, and that's it's a little yellow. It's a little yellowish, not 100% clear. And this one's got a yellow tinge to it too. We'll say it's got some sunray patina to it. We'll put it over there. It's got some yellowing. Here's an electric diamond one. Chris Turner, Upper Deck Star Rookies. And it's got the electric diamond stamp right there. So I do have a lot of cards. I will try to put that set together. I have a binder that I've been working on, plus I got a box of dupes sitting around. Here's another one. This is Travis Fryman, electric diamond, printed right there. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, right there it says electric diamond. Basketball hats, like electric court or something like that. Don't know what the football, they made football with it had on it. And there's another one of that Chris Turner guy, electric diamond. So that's those all sleeved it up. Here's a 7-Eleven 1984 7-Eleven Slurpee coin. 24 out of 24. So this is the last one in the set. It's got Roman numerals. It doesn't have even. They put Roman numerals there for the number down at the bottom. XXIV. They probably don't even teach that stuff in school anymore. And it's Keith Hernandez. Number 17 for the Mets. And there we go. Got a Slurpee disc in here. This is just a brick of, looks like Upper Deck. I don't know. There's that. These are yellowed up, so we'll put those in there. And we've got more to go through to maybe sleeve up these. There's some here. Here's a slightly yellowed Cliff Floyd, but it comes out nice and easy. So we'll put Mr. Floyd there, put that there. Filling up. Here's a nice new J-Rod. So some of these I had put in here. They're newer cards. I put them in here. Well, that's the thing. So I wanted to give them to my kids. I have 2 boys, but my youngest son, not interested. Even though he was a big King Griffey Jr. fan growing up, I had hundreds of thousands of cards set aside for him. A lot of King Griffey Jr. stuff. And a couple of years ago, he says, I said, hey, I got all these cards sitting over. Do you want them? He's like, no, don't want them, Dad. I'm like, okay. So, and my other son, who he likes football, but only Packers. So he only takes my Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers cards, and I'll pick them up at card shows for him if I see him, you know. And he's like, nah, Dad, I'm good. I just want to do this right here. This is the ones I want to do. I'm like, okay. Here's a Donnie baseball. So I'm like, okay, I'll just hold on for the grandkids. And they're too young right now. The oldest one is going to be 10. The middle one is 7 right now. So they're 5, 7, and 9 right now. Ozzie Smith. And so, yeah, the 7-year-old's having a birthday this weekend. We're celebrating her birthday. So she'll be 8. Her sister will be 10 in February. And her brother may have just had a birthday. I don't remember. But anyway, I think I'd be good with that kind of stuff because my whole military career, I had to memorize birth dates, social security numbers, and stuff like that of my family, my wife, my kids. So, and I know all that stuff for those, but I don't have the grandkids stuff memorized yet. I don't know if I ever will, to be honest with you. Clean these up. Get these top loaders moseyed on somewhere out of the way. They're just going to fall down there. I know what. Put them right there, I guess. For now. More there. Actually, a nephew of mine sold me all of his cards. My brother, my twin brother, gave me what was left of his collection. His house caught on fire years ago, and his wife's uncle, who was staying with them, smoking in bed, caught the house on fire. He died in the fire, so the house was shut down. Couldn't get access to it. Only people were allowed in were the fire, the fire inspectors or whatever, the police, and somehow his collection disappeared in that. All gone. No one knows anything, right? Just, oh, no, they're gone. So what he had left, or what they had not taken by the time he got into the house, a month or so later, he just gave to me. He goes, here, I'm done. They're gone. And that was that. So I, growing up, my two older brothers, there's a nice Paul O'Neill. My two older brothers sold me their collections, but they only had a couple, 10 or 20,000 cards each. And I gave them, they sold to me like for $50 each. So I bought all of the cards that I got that family members were collecting. There's another Paul O'Neill. We got a rainbow here. I think I do. I think I worked on a partial rainbow of Paul O'Neill and not even known it. And there's a Paul O'Neill. So let's see. This is like a copper. That's a Goldie, and that's silver. I don't know. You guys tell me. It says Spectrum, Radiance, and one of the base ones. All right, of 9,000 for the copper, of 4,500 for the gold, of 2,250 for this platinum or whatever it's supposed to be, I guess. Paul O'Neill. Cool beans. 432, 2007. And what year is the card? Oh, it's a 97. Yep, and 7324. But still, cool. So yeah, and my nephew sold me his. I think I gave him $300 for his collection that he wanted to liquidate. Yeah, so. Waiting on the grandkids. If they don't want it, then it's going in the dumpster. I also had a discussion with my wife about Goodwill. If they would take a bunch of these commons and stuff, we were wondering, will Goodwill take them? If I pull up there with the U-Haul, and my gas must have turned off and just let the pilot burn because I smell gas. Give me a little bit. Gave me a mini heart attack. But it's running again. I hear it running. So a couple years ago when I redid this garage, put in a gas heater, and yeah. So I don't trust gas all that much, but it is what it is. Here's a Babe Ruth one. This is a 87 high grade, 1987. High grade is the manufacturer, and they made these cards, and then they made them red backs and like yellow backs. They made them green borders and orange borders. So the orange borders came in red back and yellow backs. The green backs only came in red backs. The orange ones were promotional cards and stuff like that, inserts and promos. And I got a whole box of them, not the promos, but of the greenbacks. I got 3,000 of those, if not 5,000 of those. There's stickers. There's stickers. Where's the high grade? High grade here. Where you go, high grade? Anyway, I thought I had it here, but got moved. High grade. Anywho, nope. You? Nope. Anyway, what's here? What is in here? No. See, when I talk about when I was talking about like boxes that I've got all these, got a bunch of these sitting around. These are from 2024s. These are from 2023s. I've got totes and boxes filled with this kind of stuff. Here's some 2021 holiday. I was buying stuff. The idea was to not open it and save it. for the grandkids or whatever. So, I have a stack of boxes, 5,000 count boxes mostly, some 3,200 count boxes. They are just loaded. Let's see if I can turn this. They are just loaded with, I'm going to bend this. I'm going to point it that way. That stack right there, almost all the way to the roof, those are just filled with wax packs. And they go all the way down. You can see I got some 2x6, keeping everything off the floor. So 6 inches off the floor, but everything else is just packs and packs and packs, all different kinds of, mostly baseball packs. But, and then, like I said, I have totes just filled with stuff too, product. Let's see. I've got 2 totes over there filled with binders. I got binders sitting everywhere. I got binders upstairs with sets in and stuff. On my left side here, I've got, well, just to give you an idea, I've got a case. Camera go. There's a one. I opened that up and I opened one box out of that upper deck case. So there's a case of 90. Find the Hank. So it's 91 or 92 upper deck. I have a half a case of course, Non-Fleer Ultra. Yeah, not the best cases to have. I have a rack case, unopened rack case of 87 Topps baseball. So I got product everywhere. But it is what it is, you know. I just keep pressing on. But like I said, my collection has been curtailed. I have a complete top set from 77 to 2025 now. Just the base tops, a complete set, whether factory sealed set or hand collated, or I put it in a binder. Then I have the break is like 75. I think I have the 74 is complete. Then the 73 is complete. 72 is not quite complete, but I'm sure I have every card to complete it. I just haven't pulled them out of the boxes to look for them. So then 70 not complete, 71 not complete, 72 is almost, 73 is complete. But from at least from 77 on up to 2025, I have every base top set completed. All right, let's see what else we got. So we got the Babe. All right, these guys are all sleeved up, good enough. These two go with those. And now we got a 85 Donruss, all smokied up of Doc Gooden. The penny sleeve doesn't want to come out, but there's the Doc Gooden. It is way off center. I don't have my Judge. My Judge is upstairs. All right. Can't even get the penny sleeve out of here. It's one of them old penny sleeves. It melted to the, there we go. Come on. Oh, I made fun, but it is stuck in there. This is like a rubberized penny sleeve. It's an old one. Look, I can stretch it and not break it. There we go. Now I ripped a hole in it, but it didn't like shred like the other ones would just split at the seam. That one's just rubberized. It's so old. So now I got to put you in a newer one. '85 Doc Gooden. He was 17-9 in '84. The Doctor. Put that there. All right, we got a Carlos Delgado. Pull one there. We'll sleeve up Carlos. We got George Brett with no sleeve and Scotch tape holding him in. How about this Upper Deck? They want $1 for this card here. They were asking $1 for that. For this. Jeez. It's like a 10-cent card. Don't know what this one has a yellow dot on it, so I don't know what they're asking for this one. Again, their system was the one that I'm thinking about using, is just put dots on them, and the dots correlate to the price tag on the box itself. $1.50 for this Tony Gwynn. $1 for this Gwynn and Albert. Don't Call Me Joey Bell. All-Star card from Topps. $1 on this iRod from Pinnacle. $97. Yep. No price tag on this iRod. Must have been free. Buy two, get one free for $1.50. Who knows? $0.50 on this Wangan. $1.50 on this McGuire checklist card. Again, way overpriced. Another probably 10-cent card. $1 on a Roger Clemens. Overpriced. Oops. $0.75 on this overpriced Wangan Bowman card. Yeah, it's got the MVP foiling, but still it's off center by a lot. Maybe that's 25 cents. I don't know. For this Kirby Puckett. All out Kirby. Going for it. Here's a nice Piazza card. Power Packed from Stadium Club. Did we see one of these earlier? $18 price tag. Okay. I don't know. It was $18 worth of niceness, but there it is. Ooh, something happened to the tumbler. It's got all kinds of tap, tap, tap. Like someone tried to drive nail through it. See the reflection of all the dimplage? Well, they dimpled up the card. So that $18 card is worth 18 cents now. Yep, got dimples all on the card. It ain't worth nothing. It's now a 10-cent card because it's got dimples. Some of the dimples almost went all the way through it. Who the hell would do that? All right, got like 2 cards left here. Both Carlos Delgados. One sleeved up, one not. The not sleeved one definitely shows the wear from not being sleeved. All right, what do we got in here? We got some score, you know, Chinese throwing rocks or whatever, stars. We got, oops, whoa, get back here. Got a Greg Maddux in this. I don't know if he's the only one in there. Must be one card in there for Maddux. How about, damn, how about a StarQuest Barry Bonds? How about Big Head from Upper Deck of Bagwell? StarQuest of Irod. Showing some corner wear on that. Oh, another Maddux in the clutch. $10 price tag on that one. What else we got in here? Here's a 84 Fleer of Gaylord. I just sold one of these, but I sold the other one where he's sitting on the bench. No, we'll start putting them back in there. That's fine. We'll go back in here anyway. Welcome to suburbia. You can probably hear my neighbor running his leaf blower again. They just blow all over the place. They all end up in my yard anyway. About a 1980 Topps Gaylord, very nice. Oh, here's the 83 Fleer Gaylord. Don't think that's the one I sold. Man, oh, this is the one I sold, not the 84, the 83s. I sold two of these recently. And we've got a few of them, so we can keep going. We're gonna sleeve everything up, though. Not yet, but looks like we're sleeving these up still. You don't just leave one, you might as well sleeve the rest. Yeah, we'll put this used penny sleeve. It's got a $6 price tag on it. We'll shock people with a $6 price tag. Then we say, oh no, it's only $1. You're like, oh, okay. That's more like it. If you want to pay $6, you can. I'm not going to stop you. You can't get it open. It's so used. Wait a minute. Do we have an opening? I think so. I think we found it. Yep, got it. Got it. So Gaylord, you now have a $6 price tag on your head. Oops. Almost F that card all up with the bending it. There we go. 88 Murphy. What's up in here? '89 Upper Deck. Eckersley. Nope. There we go. Some more 80 Gaylord. 82 Gaylord. All right, we'll save them up for now because I only brought a limited. Hey, Joel Barry, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Just getting cards out of old urine-stained top loaders and getting them in penny sleeves because 99.9% of them were just top-loaded in urine-stained top loaders and not penny sleeves. So get them out of the old top loaders and going to be sleeving some up. And we had conversations about everything from eBay to flea market sales to trade nights at the local card shops. And me even just selling my whole collection and getting into something different. Did you guys see that they changed the commissioner for YouTube sports card or YouTuber Hall of Fame, right? They changed the criteria and they changed the commissioner step down. So we have a committee now of commissioners, a tri committee. What's called Ray from Philly and two other guys have been volunteered to take it over. They changed the criteria to where they're going to have like a that card's creased, like a veterans committee type thing, I think, separate from the regular election. So if you've been doing YouTube videos on baseball cards and you have kind of proof of that for more than 10 years or 10 years or more, from 2015 on, if you started before 2015 or in 2015, you would fall into the like the veterans committee, and they would review you and elect like 3 people out of however top 5 nominees. 3 of them would get in or something like that, and then you have your regular voting for everyone else. I think the 3-year as a content maker before you can vote on anyone as well. So that hasn't changed. Just the commissioner stepped down and he did his 4-year term, and he is moving on to, you know, life after life as a commissioner. So look for their video on that. That's kind of goofy on there. If you haven't seen it, check out Ray from Philly's channel. They just did that yesterday. I saw Ray had it posted. So, yeah, that's new. So I went back and looked, and I'm like, well, my first YouTube video was long before 10 years ago, or at least 10 years ago. But my first baseball card related one, sports card related, I should say, not just baseball. That means TTMers and all that stuff too. That's just not, you know, collectors or flippers or anything. If you've done TTMs, you're good. You're in the same boat as everyone else, right? You're considered. What do you know? Football card, Art Monk. What the heck is Art doing here? We'll put him in the front. There's another Art Monk football. Another Art Monk football. Here's Andre Rison football. Jim McMahon. Keith Jackson, right? Who's this? Curtis Martin. Martin Gastineau, New York Stock Exchange, along with his colleague there, Joe Klecko. Which is another Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin. Jets, Boomer Esiason in a Jets uniform. That's cool. Curtis Martin again. Curtis Martin again. Oh, Curtis again. And there's a more recognizable Curtis Martin as a New England Patriot, I think. But who knows? Andre Rison, Falcons. Andre Rison. Andre. And then we're back into baseball. Baseball. Nope. Football again. Stephen Young. Thurman Thomas. Garrison Hurst. Neon Deion Sanders times 2. Deion Sanders times 3. Jerry Rice, 1990 Topps. John Riggins, my man, Rigo. And back to baseball. Who's this guy? Yasiel Puig. And then we're back to football. Oh, you got to make up your mind here. Garrison Hurst. Garrison Hurst. Terrell Owens. Kevin Green. Andre Rison ×2. Who's this? Joe Montana. Super Bowl 23. 49ers 20. Bengals 16. Andre Reed ×2. Andre Reed. Bills. Jim Kelly ×2. Back to baseball. Baseball been very, very good to me. Yep, looks like we're back in baseball now. All right. So let me grab a screwdriver here. Let's crack the seal on this baby here, huh? Let's get Frank out and give him some freedom. That $30 card is just begging to be released. I'll put these here, put the football there. Let me screwdriver's right here over my shoulder. Okay. All right, turn that off. Turn off the furnace. There we go. All right. Let's crack the seal on this one here, shall we? She might be stripped out. Whoa. You're not careful, you're going to put somebody's eye out with that thing. Who makes a screwdriver with a square handle anyway? What kind of, I don't know, communist ploy is that? Yeah, we're going to make them screwdrivers, but we're going to make them all with square handles so you can't really turn them comfortably. You're always ready to drop that SOB. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Stop it. All right, finally it's coming out. That took a while. All right, one left. And this one's not coming. She's like stripped in there. So, there we go. Got it. Got it. All right. Let's release Frank from his tomb. There he is. Preserved, though. Well preserved. All right. $30 Frank card right there. Score. It's a Pinnacle brand. It's got the Duflex going on there. It's 24 of 24. Stand and deliver. Frank Thomas. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, there you go. I'm going to find a home for that. The round file. All right, what's in the back there? All right, we've got way out of place an 85 Donruss of Dale Murphy, the Murph. I'm going to pop him there. We've got a whole bunch of these. These are nice and shiny. Look how shiny these cards are. Oh my God. Look how shiny. That's amazing. They make you go blind. Card number 1 in the set, though, is Nomar Garciaparra, Sean Green, Delgado, Roger Clemens times a bunch, Barry Larkin times a bunch, Scotty Rowland times 3, Maddox times 7, 8 times like a bunch, Todd Helton times like 7. These cards are heavy. They're like got metal in them or something. Holy cow. I throw these babies on the scale. They're going to, postage on these are going to be high. Some Big Mac, some Vladdy Daddies, some iRod action going on, some Bagwell, Cows, Johnny Allrood, Bear Bonds, times 4, Bernie, times 4, Chippa, times 6, Nomar. Is this card number 1 again? Yes, card number 1. How many times I gotta go through this thing? All right, we made it all the way up to card 2. What? We went backwards? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We went forwards to go backwards. All right, whatever. How about this? How about a CC Sabathia? Holy moly, that looks awesome. Times 4 on that one. Wangans. More Cal Ripkins. Sammy Sosa. Nomar Garciaparra again. Chippas. There's my boy Jeter. 5 Jeters there. Big Mac Attack. And not far behind Jeter is my nemesis. El Pedro. El Stinko. Messina. 1 Biggio. What? That throws everything out of whack. You know, if it was your front end alignment, you're going down the road with 3 and 4 and 5 and 8 cards, and all of a sudden you hit that one single card of freaking Biggio, and it throws your whole front end out of alignment. You go off skidding off the side of the road and smack into a tree because we only had 1 Biggio. The rest is minimum 3 cards per guy. A whole bunch. Go to the back. Canseco, Floyd, A-Rods times a bunch. And then we got thrown off with the single Frank Thomas. I'll throw you off the side of the road again because you're all out of balance. All right, what's in this row? Oh, let's see. Big Playmakers, Ichiro. We'll sleeve up Ichiro, because why not? Very nice, Ichiro. Oh, here's some Chipper Jones going for it. All right, Chipper. Basketball, Chris Webber. Okay, basketball. How about basketball again of Jason Kidd, draft pick 94, Top Stadium Club. 2nd overall. He had a good career, I reckon. Chris Webber was number 1 overall in his draft class. And then we've got some BJ Birdie. I'm not going to ask. I know it stands for Blue Jay, but when you say BJ Birdie, 4 of them. And then we've got the Philly Fanatic. Was it the Fanatic, the very first mascot, like in baseball mascots? All right, Garrison Hurst again. Oh, some Dan Marino action here. Yep. Troy Aikman, Drew Bledsoe, John Elway. Here's a Michael Jordan card right here, sitting right in front of me. Look at that, with Kevin McHale sitting in the background for some reason. Don't ask me why. We got a Coca-Cola, North Carolina Finest, Michael Jordan. Well, there you go. basketball card. Here's Doc Rivers basketball. Shaquille O'Neal 5th anniversary Shaq card. Scottie Pippen Stadium Club. Here's a cool looking collector's edge. John Elway. And these are all numbered. So it's numbered, oh my goodness, 37,731 of, who knows, 999,999. Put Kevin McHale in a sleeve. There we go. And we've got the flip ball against the guards. Sure, I'll play. And we got some fake Bowmans here. We got Frank Thomas on the top there, though. So, but they're fake. They're not real. They're reproductions. They're thick. Some of them. Know what the significance of the thicker cards are, but got the Jorge Posada. Got a stack here of what appears to be Frank Thomas cards. Oh, there we go. Yep. Says 91. Yep, 91 Frank Thomas. There's probably about 30 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So yeah, 30. All in this makeshift team bag. Get you back in there. No. Stop it. Now the scotch tape stuck to the back of the card. Jesus. Oh, no, it didn't. Good. Didn't stick. Team bag. Frank Thomas cards. There we go. All right. Got it. What we got here? Upside down Jeter cards from 2003, 2004. What are these? $1.50, 98. Okay, so the 99. $1.50 on these. Price tagged out at $1.50 and inserted upside down in the sleeve. The way I love it. Some Donnie baseball. Oh, another Frank Thomas. What are these guys doing out of that bag? There's 4 more. How about some Chipper? MLB 2001. 989 Sports. Some promo cards. 00B B B L M M M M M whatever. Don't know what they're supposed to spell out there, but if anyone knows, go ahead and type it in the chat what it's supposed to be. I have no idea. How about a Bowman's Best Chipper Jones? There's another Chipper Jones, Upper Deck, Star Rookies of 93. There's a nice Donnie baseball, part of the loose or lost collection, whatever you want to call it. Hey, another Jeter, followed by Mariano, followed by a Jeter, followed by a nice Royal Jeter. Very nice. Is that a 94 Bowman or something like that? 94. So, yeah. 95. Oh, here's a Flair. Hot numbers. LeBron James. Basketball card. Dominic Wilkins. Danny Ainge, the first two-sport athlete, by the way. Detlef Schrempf. Isaiah Thomas, Chris Mullin. And speaking about that, I'm showing them cards. Well, while I'm here, let's get them out of here. Let's go into here, shall we? These cards might need to come out of this binder. I had some older ones in here. I guess not. Maybe some of these are old, but I thought I had older. Maybe it's a different binder I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's got to be another binder somewhere. I had some older basketball cards in them. All right. All right. Well, let's see. We still have 2 people in here. We've been going for an hour and 56 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up here in a couple minutes. We'll make it 2 hours even. How's that? Here's a new basketball. James Harden. Andre Iguodala. Draymond Green. Steph Curry. Very nice. 2018-2019 Panini. Kawhi Leonard. Kevin Durant. Giannis, whatever. Antetokounmpo, whatever his name is. A Giannis card. Hey, we've got a Brian Taylor. Carmelo Anthony basketball. That goes with those. All right, so we got baseball. Put you there. These are basketball. You can go there. We've got a Gary Sheffield sample card from 95 Pinnacle. Very nice. We can get this penny sleeve opened up. Let's leave them up. Yeah. Why? Don't leave again.
Yeah, these will come right through the holes.
Of course.
Doesn't matter. One guy's gonna mow them all down there.
Sheffield sample card. Put it there. We got a Reggie, 87 Reggie. Got some wax staining on the back. How about an 89 Biggio rookie card? 89 Schmaltz rookie card. 89 Ozzy. 89 Jim Rice. 89 Andre Dawson. 89 Winfield. 89 Ripken. 89 Tim Raines. 91 of Eddie Murray, right? 91 Tony Gwynn is not the error. It's a corrected card of Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray, 89 again. Sabo. Where are your glasses? Sabo. What else we got here? Sabo. Earl Hershiser. Zach Greinke. Larry Walker. There's Irod. Tim Salmon. Schilling. Andrew Jones. Eric Davis. Manny. Joey Carter. Walker again. Hershiser again. Bagwell again. Okay. Jose Canseco. There's a Bernie Williams. A Winfield. A Walker. There's a Junior. Tom Terrific. Boggs. Rice. Wangan. Reverse negative. Well, there you go. Clemens. Canseco. Got a hockey card of Patrick Waugh. Hockey. And what's this? It's got a price tag of $3. Book value, it says BB8. Well, I'll give it to you for $3, but it's got an $8 book value. Beckett from what year was it $8? That's the next question that should be asked, but let me see it. Book value, $8. You can get it today for only $3. But you got to act fast because time is limited. There's a Hot Guns, Jim Kelly. Football, Cal, Kirby with Big Mac in the background. Big Mac, Yaz. Here's a Vince Carter basketball. Shaquille O'Neal basketball. And a bunch of Nolan Ryans. Idols from Score. How about Gaylord? Barry Larkin, McDonald's, Barry Larkin, Tommy Lasorda, a couple Biggios, Larry Walker, Molitor, Frank Thomas. Looks like he's got a scratch or something on there. It's weird. Larkin, this guy Carter's all beat up. Glavin, Boggs, Adrian Beltre, Molitor, Bonds, Andrew Jones, Dion, Cal, Doc Gooden, Larkin, Harkin for Larkin, some more Gaylords. Here's basketball, David Robinson. Basketball, Shaquille O'Neal, Skybox Team USA. Shaq, another Team USA, but he's in Orlando uniform. Karl Malone, the mailman. Bazooka, Earl Hershiser, Stadium Club team set card of Matt Williams. About an 85 Dunruss of Stephen Garvey. There's a Bo Jackson, one of those oddball cards, I guess. I don't know. It says Bo Jackson, Kansas City Royals, 1990 Big League Stars. No idea what they're talking about there, but there it is. Kmart 20th anniversary. Tony Gwynn's. Andre Dawson. Ozzie Smith. Carlton Fisk. Kevin Brown. Biggio. Carter. Smith again. Fisk. Molitor. Dawson. Biggio. Rock Reigns times what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 8. Gary Carter times 6. Bert Blyleven times 3. Trammell 1. Jim Rice times 5. Keith Hernandez times 5. Back to Blyleven, gets one more. There we go. To 85 Dunruss of Jim Rice. There we go. Jim Rice is in there. Got the Stadium Club team photos or team cards of Reigns and Ryan. Tony Gwynn, Eddie Murray, Andrew Jones, CC Sabathia, Will the Thrill Clark, Will Clark. Looks like a bunch of Mike Yastrzemski cards. Michael Yastrzemski times about 10. Schilling. Harrison Bader, newly added to the upcoming Philly show, the winter show. Harrison Bader's been added to the list of autographers. Brian Reynolds, Jeff Kent, and we'll go through this last batch of cards right here. Got Mike Piazza, Pinnacle 96. Oh, got some Jeters. Five Jeters there. Got some A-Rods. Cal Ripkins. Cal Ripken got $1.25 price tag. Did the A-Rods had it? A-Rod had a $4.99 price. No, $1.50. Okay. Oof, $4.99. Garcia Parra has a price tag of $1. Jeters, and there's a handful of Jeters here. $1 price tag. Yep. Mark McGuire got a couple. $2 for McGuire. Sosa drinking a Gatorade. 75 cents. A-Rod in the dugout. $1. Chupa. 75 cents. Junior. $1.50. No more again. A buck. Helton. Vladdy Daddy. It's coming out of his holder there. Sleeve. A-Rod. Jita. $1 on the Jeters. Yep, $1 on the Jeters. All right, guys, we've run well over our 2-hour time limit. 2 hours and 8 minutes. We're well into it, but it is time to Didi Mao. Time to Amos. Time to pull the chalks. Oh, we got some older cards here. Hey, we got a stack of 1982 tops here. Look at that. A stack of 82 tops. Nice. All right. Well, there you go. Anywho, that's going to do it, guys. Hey, thanks, everyone, for tuning in. What is this? Abortion. Oh, okay. Donnie Baseball for 50 cents. 82 John Candelaria. Albert Pujols. And a Vladdy Daddy upside down. That's what that is. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Let's turn the camera around. I appreciate everyone who stopped by. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you have not liked or subscribed, go ahead and do so now. I would appreciate that. And heck, we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm trying to sleeve up this coin, but it's not going. We're going to switch the camera around. We're going to say our final goodbyes to everybody. Camera, switch. There we go. Back to the webcam. Now you can see my ugly mug. Those of you that want to. Now here it is. We're going to have to switch up the camera because it's goofy now again. It's not mirrored. It's not looking right. There we go. So when even though the letter's backwards, it's all right. It is what it is. We'll go that way. You can read the "Give me a do." How's that? It's fine. Trying to sleeve up this coin here. I hear my grandkids on the phone. My wife. There we go. So there goes that 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven coin of Keith Hernandez. All right, guys. Hey, again, thanks, everyone. We're up to 9 people. Oh, my goodness. What's going on? I'm ready to shut her down, and all these people coming on. Anyway, we were able to literally sleeve up this stack, this stack, we got a lot of cards out of beat up old urine stained top loaders. Ready? Couple hundred, and got them in penny sleeves and ready to hit the sales block. How's that? Next year I got to get them priced out, and then you'll see me at a local card show. I'll be streaming live for my first card show next year, not this year. But look for me January, coming at you from the card show live. All right. Peace, everyone. We'll see you guys in the next one. Donald comes on live in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Don't know if I'll be there, but I'm getting hungry. I got to eat too. So, got to eat before the show. So, I'm going to eat now. It's a late lunch, early dinner. Peace. You know, on the next one. Let go of my mouse. Thank you. And knit.